All right, we're running? Good. One day later, from the other video where I was like, Chewbacca. And I downloaded SketchUp, and then I watched the 4 10-minute tutorials. Actually, I watched 2.5 of those, which is enough to get me psyched about, like, hey, let's do it. And here it is. So, I mean, I found a G27 model, and then I ripped it apart, so I just had the motor section. And luckily, someone had my pedals modeled for my Fanatec pedals modeled, so that was like, the time savings for finding things in the warehouse is immense. I did a real quick mock-up of the shifter, and again, it's super. I would do a SketchUp tutorial, but the tutorial is just as good as anything I would do. I found a steering wheel. I found a chair. I couldn't model that chair. Go to hell. I did have to model the 590s, however, and I was sort of stuck, and they're like, that bit, I ain't there yet, bruh. But so here's the 590s, assuming they're left and right of the monitor with a gap for where the feet are, and then I have these like stands. And now the structure I've decided on, I tried to figure out in my head if I could do Misumi aluminum like I did for the screen, like I have the shaft out of, and it's just going to be like $400 worth of stuff that in my design you're not going to see, so it ain't worth it. This is all this white shit is wood, 4x4s all around because they're cheap. And actually I have 2 8-footers and a little piece left, so I may not even need to go out and buy any 4x4s for this. Here's how it's gonna work in my head so far. So here's chair. I'm not gonna slide it out of the way I would if I thought I could get it back there. Little stands for the speakers are gonna probably be attached to this structure here. So this structure here is the not moving thing. So it's gonna be 4x4s, piece of plywood, piece of I'll explain it why. And then the speakers are actually going to anchor it to the floor. Because I'm gonna have, in other words, if you imagine the speakers aren't there, imagine it's just this white thing. If I put the TV on it, it'd probably be fine, but then I'm gonna put the wheel is gonna attach. And it turns out that a piece of 4x4 is exactly the same width as a 90x90. By the way, this is a great tool. So I'm gonna be able to put something just to hang it from there. So TV's hanging on that side of the plywood, then a 4x4, some system to hang the wheel straight down there, and then I have in the back here a 2x4, which may or may not be there, because I may or may not allow the wheel to extend, and it would tilt slightly. Like it's pretty much flush with where the TV is. But if I raise and lower this motor assembly, well, I can't lower it too much, but if I raise and lower it, it would adjust the tilt of that, and then I could just slide in and out with magic, I guess. Point is, still haven't done jack shit in the pedals, and that's why I'm talking to you, because I really wish I had like people here who are interested in this, and I could have feedback. But all I have on the vent is a French Canadian who's like, I made 8-bit music and podcast. He's fine. He's fine. So white bitted structure, permanent sitting on the floor structure, no wheels. Anchor it with the 590s, because could you get a better use for 590s than to use them as an anchor? And now that should be enough to hold the TV and the wheel solid. Solid. Wheels, pedals, and shifter. Now, here's what I'm thinking, and I should move this out of the way now. I could always undo it, right? Where's my move tool? Are these both? Oh God, I just copied the chair. All right, hold on. I gotta select seat, and then select that, and then move over. Okay. So here is where the shifter, I sat there and I held the shifter in place, like where I want to be, and then I sort of like saw where it was compared to the chair. Everything's been based off the chair because that's all that exists right now. And so this is where the shifter roughly is going to be, and those are where the pedals, those are a real pain in the ass, are roughly going to be, where I separate the clutch a little bit further, and I sort of keep the gas and brake together. And what I'm thinking is, okay, the chair pulls out. Look at all the space under the actual screen. I have all of this space. And if I have a shifter floating there, that's just screaming like dashboard center console type thing. Hello, TV. So, and now the biggest problem with pedals is they're always moving. So I'm thinking I build another rolling structure. I would just remove all this other extraneous stuff so that I could design that separately. And that rolling structure would slide into the front face of this gap here, which is, how wide is it? Well, it's as wide as this monitor, minus 4x4, so about that wide. So I need to build a rolling thing about that wide that you would attach. That would be the pedals. So when I push them in, it hits the front of these, and that's it. Then I could smash it with my feet, and it would have to move the whole assembly back. So I touch my nose a lot when I do videos. It's very annoying when I rewatch them. It's like, why are you touching your nose? Because there's a fucking cat here everywhere. Chewbacca! The only issue I have with a rolling structure is look how high the pedals are, because that's how high the pedals. That's a toolbox with foam blocks. Is how high the pedals need to be for the seat height, and that's just going to be a big thing. And then I have to have, I'm taking these off of this unit and hanging them, because see how like the angles are all like a little bit fucked up. So I want to bring this up and further adjustable. This is probably fine, but so there's going to be like, I have a ton of this. Cousin can get me free lasting cutting boards, and I even got him to pick me up one of the big ones. Look at that. Size is this, you ask? 18 by 30. And I love cutting board. It's strong. So I'm either going to get some more extrusion so I could adjust the pedals, but I think once the pedals are picked, like I could just build it out of that, drill some holes, and then move it over, and it's going to be a one-time thing. I'm not going to go down there and adjust my pedals constantly. Then it's a matter of attaching it to a relatively heavy, and I may have to be artificially like weight gained thing so that it doesn't move. Slide it in there and it'll just line up perfectly. Boom. And then smash it with my feet. Now that leaves center console. Do I attach the center console thing to, because I want like button boxes under here, fine. Button box. I still need something that's going to hold that shift. The shifter's just floating in midair right now, and that, what I just talked about, I don't want to build something that's 4.5 feet long that's going to compensate for the back of the pedals all the way out to the shifter. What is this floating little piece of garbage? Hold on, got to clean up. Okay. So, also, you got to keep one thing in mind. This is not just sim racing rig. I want to play Doom here. I want to use my 1080 on my 4K screen with the 590s. I want to play Battlefield 1 if they ever fucking put it on sale, because it's retardedly expensive and I will not pay that. Not for a game that doesn't have a hardcore mode where if I'm in World War I and I shoot you with a fucking battle rifle, you don't die immediately. I want you to die. I just want you to die. So there has to be some sort of system to accommodate a keyboard and mouse at some point. Now, where my shifter is probably going to be really ideal for where my mouse is going to be. Well, at least on top of it. So something that... if this lines up the way it currently does, I could hinge this shifter. That would work. That would work. See, this is what brainstorming. This is because I'm talking to you people. If I hinge the shifter off of the structure here, or off of even the thing that's sliding in place, it's perfectly there. There's no stress or strain really on the shifter. I mean, it's just me doing that, and I might do it aggressively, but if I could like kick up a leg that was here, and this would just fold down against the floor, to get out of the way. Yes, yes. It could just be literally a thing that I build here. So it's just like grab the ball, lift it up, boom, shifter's in place. It shouldn't move much. I'll have to, obviously, if I put locks in or add weights or magnets. I love fucking magnets. It would be to hold the shifter in place. It shouldn't jiggle or anything. And then when it's time for mouse and keyboard, the wheel obviously pops off. The actual steering wheel pops off. I could have something in there that just slides out. I don't think that's gonna be. I'm a lap keyboarder. Back in my house with my parents, it was like, I was first of all arrow keys fag, I know, and it was caddy corner, so my monitor was like that, and here was my desk, and I would rest my entire arm on the table, which was by the way amazing, and I still haven't managed to accomplish that in this apartment. And I would just keyboard, you know, arrow key fag. And I would just, you know, this is it. This is my basic, and I was looking at the corner monitor. So I need an armrest for my mouse that comes in this area. And then the keyboard, I'd rather not have it be just a lap keyboard. That's a little ghetto and annoying a lot of the time when you're like, every time you get up. But it doesn't have to be like, I don't need like a perfectly flat massive table where I game like this, like a fucking robot mantis. I'm okay with just chillaxing and, you know, woo, games, woo. That's why I'm bad at them. But I enjoy them. You don't have to be good at something to enjoy it. Look at sex with your mom. Ask your dad about it. Alright, that's basically my catch-up so far. This is important. This is fucking amazing for visualization. If I have to put, like, if I do end up putting it over there, which is looking more and more likely because of how big this is, and again, I get to whip out this fucking measurement tool, and the far corners of, actually the far corners of the plywood are now the farthest bit. 6 foot 2 5/16 of an inch is the width. Chewbacca is the width. So I contemplated leaving it here. Let's see what 6 foot 2 5/16 width looks like. 6 foot 2, exactly 5/16. Boom! Holy shit! Yeah, that ain't gonna work over here, is it? I mean, if I push the thing, I mean, it could work. That would be the farthest. I'd have to move some stuff. So it comes to about here. All the way to the door frame would be just stuff. All stuff. And then the depth, the unmovable depth, that's the thing. That's my concern is this. That. Because right now, the motor of my G27, because I extended it so long, is the deciding factor. Thankfully, the pedals are real close, so it's not like, oh, I really wish I could make that shorter. It doesn't make a goddamn difference. Let's measure that now. So it would be sticking out. I wouldn't be able to move the motor to the back of the motor, which is, I could just go measure the motor. But it's 2 foot 10, 2 foot 11, 3 feet. It's 3 feet. So it'd be that wide, and then I'd have 3 feet of unusable room. Which isn't so bad, actually. Oof. I mean, the speakers are sticking out about that far, yeah. That's craziness. And I can't really corner. You see there's no V there to like, oh, I could shove it in the corner. The sim rig is going to be flat because it's so goddamn wide. So what does 3 feet look like here? See, 3 feet here doesn't even come up past the closet. It's like lined up with the closet door. So we discussed this the other video. So closet door would be where the actual sim rig actually was, what, 6 foot 2? Holy shit. That's that. That's literally putting it in my, like, my closet is now useless. Like, there's 6'2". 6'2" by 3 feet. Here. This whole thing would have to be, I'd never get in that closet again. Just replace the review desk. Just fuck reviews, don't even do them anymore. I don't want to do anything in my living room. I have a big living room. It's a big living room. But it's a living room, not a gaming room. That's right, I said it. It is a mess in here. You're right, the ladies will not enjoy. Will they, Chewbacca? She enjoys the shit out of it, doesn't matter. New couch is coming, though. Gotta get rid of this old green piece of shit. This is obviously temporary. And who doesn't like the look of a beautiful American-made bike? Alright, that's my today rant on this. It's not gonna be daily, but as I do things, I will inform you. I got the wood. I got wood, brah. I got wood. So, I don't have ply. I'd have to still go out, have them cut me ply, and then I got to design the rolling in pedal structure and see what I need for that. All right. TH610s.